Well, it's now been a week since we launched our GoFundMe campaign to buy back the lake and bring back to life. We've had a fantastic response. It's exactly what we expected from the people of South Australia. You've really taken us into your arms, been so generous, but now we'd like to show you some detail about why that water supply is so vital to the survival of the sanctuary and survival to the animals. Come on. This really signifies what the problem is. But in reality, it's not us that are locked out from the water supply, it's the animals. On the other side of this fence is the lake that we're talking about. That lake used to be a part of the sanctuary. It is imperative that we buy it back. It's 50, 60 metres across, it's 17 metres deep, it's 55 gigalitres, which is a lot of Olympic swimming pools. The pump used to pump 15,000 litres an hour all the way to the top of the hill where the cafe is. It's now broken, animals are suffering, we need to do something about it. So this is where the journey of the water begins. It gets pumped up from the lake all the way up to the top of the hill, just outside the cafe. So here's some footage of Hollywood the platypus fossicking around in this pond. It was given to us by Kathy Schultz when she shot it from just inside the cafe. Like, imagine that, sitting there having lunch, looking through the window at a little platypus playing in a pond. I mean, how awesome. You are currently standing in the dry creek bed, and immediately above your right shoulder is a koala sitting in a casuarina or she oak. It's a beautiful system, but without the water coming to this point, eventually it'll collapse. It is simply not sustainable. This is what we're talking about, the man-made waterway that Dr. John Walmsley created from 1969. He knew that the platypus ate crustaceans. He knew that those crustaceans liked a slightly alkaline water. So what he's done through this waterway is line the creeks with limestone. So you pump water from the bottom of the hill out of the lake all the way up to the top of the hill by the cafe. It babbles its way back down through the creeks, across the limestone, picks up alkalinity. The crustaceans have the water that they want. The platypus have the food supply that they want. The ecosystem works. What you're looking at behind me is Blackwater Lake. We do have a breeding pair of platypus here, thank goodness, because for all intents and purposes they are extinct on mainland South Australia. So what we have here is the only remaining population, and it's why it's so important to buy back the lake and bring back the life. It's like we've got to maintain what we've got. So go to GoFundMe, get on board, please support Australian native animals. They're just as important as the cute, cuddly, exotic animals that you see in zoos, but this is all about Australian natives.